Welcome back to e-learning for Adobe Dreamweaver CS6. In the last lesson, we have learned how to modify the page width and the background color. In this lesson, or in this tutorial, we're gonna learn how to modify an existing content and learn how to format it. As you can see, the CSS layout comes equipped with a vertical navigation menu. The generic hyperlinks are simply placeholders waiting for your final content. Let's change the placeholder text in the menu to match the page's outline in the thumbnails created earlier and modify the colors to match the site color scheme. First, select the placeholder text, link 1 in the first menu button. Type green news. So, ganun, and type green, oops. Change the link 2 to green products and link 3 to green events, and then the link 4 to read green travel. So use green products, green events, and then green travel. One of the advantages of using bulleted lists as navigational menus is that it's easy to insert new links. With the cursor still at the end of the words green travel, press enter. So press enter and type green tips. The new text appears in what looks like a button structure, but the background color doesn't match and the text doesn't align with other menu items. You could probably figure out what's wrong in the side view, but in this case, the problem may be identified faster in code view. So let's switch to code view or stepping things in the split views. Then click the tag selector for the new link item and observe and compare the first four with the last. Can you see the difference? The difference is obvious in code view. The last item is formatted with the li element like the others as part of the bulleted list, but it doesn't picture the markup ahref used in the other items to create the hyperlink placeholder. For green tips to look like the other menu items, you have to add a hyperlink or at least a similar placeholder. Select the green, so I'm going to select the green tips and in the property inspector type number sign in the link placeholder and press enter. The code in all the items is identical. It's identical now. Switch to the side view. All the menu items are identically formatted now. We'll learn more about how to format text soon with CSS to create a dynamic HTML. The current menu color doesn't match the site color scheme. To change the color, we'll have to use the code navigator to find which CSS rule controls this formatting. Insert the cursor into any of the menu items and click the navigator menu. Then the code navigator window opens. It displays a list of 12 CSS rules that affect the targeted element. In some cases, the rules listed may only affect the element in a roundabout way, as in the body rule, which affects all HTML elements on the page. Check each of the rules and note which ones format aspect of the menu items. Remember, more than one rule can and probably will format each page element. You're looking for a background color that's applied to the menu items themselves. Be careful. There's probably more than one background color in the listed rules, so if you find one, it's important to determine whether it actually affects the menu or something else. Let us examine each rule until we find the pertinent styling. So, the .sidebar 1 rule specifies a background color, but it affects the whole div element and not just the menu. The one you're actually looking for is applied by the rule navul a visited. If you parse the meaning of the rule selector, it tells you that it specifies the background color for an hyperlink element that is contained in a UL, an ordered list element that is contained in a nav element. The second half of the selector then styles the visited state of the hyperlink to locate the rule. So we're gonna locate the ul.nav a and the ul.nav a visited in the CSA styles. In the properties section of the panel, change the existing background color to 90. So, I'm gonna change this to 90 or color green. The background color of the menu items now matches the horizontal nav element, but the black text is difficult to read against the green background color. As you see in the horizontal menu, a lighter color would be more appropriate. You can use the properties section of the CSS styles panel to add as well as edit element properties. So let's click the add property and then just type color, press tab, then type FFC in the type FFC in the value field, then click on it. The link text does not change color as expected. Unfortunately, Dreamweaver missed a problem in the style sheet. The text display in the design view is currently honoring the formatting in the A-link rule, which applies default formatting to hyperlinks on the page. According to the Code Navigator, the navul.a visited rule is more specific, and that's why it's listed lower in the Code Navigator display. The selectors A and A-link are supposed to be equivalent. They both format the default state of hyperlinks, but in the case of this display, A-link is being given precedence. Luckily, there's an easy fix. In the CSS styles panel, right-click the navul.a visited rule. So, gonna edit the tag selector. Gonna change the first half of the selector name to navul.a link and navul.a visited. So we'll just add and press enter. The link text in the vertical menu now displays in the desired color. And save the file. The next thing we need to do is to insert an image placeholder. The sidebar will feature photos, captions, and short blurbs on environmental topics. Let's try to insert a placeholder image and caption below the vertical menu. Insert the cursor into the text directly below the vertical menu, and then click the P tag selector. The placeholder image should not be inserted within the P element. If it were, it would inherit any margins, padding, and other formatting applied to the paragraph, which could cause it to disrupt the layout. Press the left arrow key. As you have seen in earlier exercises, the cursor moves to the left of the opening P tag in the code but stays within the assigned element. Choose Insert, then Image Objects, and click the image placeholder. In the image placeholder dialog box, let's type sidebar and change the width to 180 and 150 to its height. And then click OK. An image placeholder appears in the sidebar below the vertical menu. Select all the text below the image placeholder and type insert caption here. So I'm gonna select all these. Just type insert caption. Insert. And then click save. The other one we have to format, or we need to do, is to insert a placeholder text. Let's just simplify the layout by replacing the existing headings and text in the main content area. Double click to select the heading instructions. Just change this one to insert main heading here. Insert main heading here. And also change this to insert subheading here. Insert subheading here. Select the placeholder text and type insert content. Just select and delete the remaining 3 section elements. Just delete it and then delete. Save the file and then let's try to modify the footer. Let's reformat the footer and insert the copyright information. Double click the footer rule in the CSS styles, and in the type category, type 90% in the font size field, and then in the color field, just type number sign and then FFC. In the background category, type 090. Just type 090 in the background color field and then click OK. We're going to remove this text and add a new one. So copyright, let's just do Norwegian Film Start. All rights reserved. Then choose file and then save. So this is the basic page layout and this already completed. In the next lesson, or in the lesson 2, we're gonna learn how to work with the cascading working with the cascading style sheets. So see you on the next video.